Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Financial Affairs and Energy Resources Council studies to consolidate government companies with similar sectorial activities under the umbrella of holding companies. The General Assembly of Arabsat stresses the continuation of the Sultanate in the organization and announces the increase of its revenues. More than 100,000 blackmail incidents are handled by the National Center for Information Safety in the Sultanate. Those were the headlines, and now live from the news center here we present to you the details of this news bulletin. Participants in the meetings of the 25th round of Board of Directors of the Islamic Chamber for Commerce, Industry and Agriculture, hosted by the Sultanate, represented in Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry, forwarded a cable of thanks and gratitude to His Majesty Sultan Qaboos. In the cable, they expressed their utmost appreciation to the comprehensive economic renaissance witnessed by the Sultanate due to the acute vision and well-rounded intellectuality of His Majesty in adopting a clear and flexible economic policy with friendly and brotherly countries based on mutual exchange of interests. They also expressed their appreciation to the Sultanate's permanent support for organizations and ventures of the joint Islamic action, which would contribute in accomplishing an Islamic integration in all fields, particularly in supporting efforts and initiatives of the Islamic Chamber towards achieving more cooperation in commercial and investments relations among Islamic countries. The participants concluded the cable by praying to Almighty Allah to bestow health and long life to His Majesty and to sustain security and welfare to the Sultanate under the wise leadership of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos. Developing management of the government's investments in companies topped discussions of the Council of Financial Affairs and Energy Resources during its first meeting of the year. The Council reviewed a memorandum on the progress of implementation of the decision to consolidate government companies with similar sectorial activities under the umbrella of holding companies to supervise and coordinate between them and to employ their joint potentials and resources, in addition to reducing duplication in the administrative and organizational efforts in order to maximize the economic and financial returns to those investments. The Council also discussed a report by the State's Financial Center during the first quarter of the current year and results of the initial closing of accounts of the fiscal year 2016. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Darwish bin Ismail al-Blushi, Minister responsible for Financial Affairs, Deputy Chairman of the Council of Financial Affairs and Energy Resources. Arabsat achieved an increase in its revenues to around $340 million with the profit reached $130 million. This came in the meeting of the General Assembly of the Arab Satellite Communications Organization Arabsat, which was held today in the Governorate of Muscat. The meeting came out with the decisions to elect Bahrain and Morocco as new members and to continue the membership of the Sultanate of Oman and Sudan. His Excellency Adil bin Zayed Al Tarifi, Minister of Culture and Information of Saudi Arabia, delivered the opening speech in which he transferred the presidency of the conference to the Sultanate of Oman. From the Omani side, the Minister of Transport and Communications delivered a speech that inaugurated the agenda of the 40th sessions of the Assembly that discussed the agenda referred by Arabsat Board of Directors. His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al Fataisi, Minister of Transport and Communications, presided over the meeting with the attendance of ministers, undersecretaries and heads of delegations participating in the meeting. The first Information System Forum, which was held at Sultan Qaboos University, recommended the importance of national strategy that regulate roles and responsibilities for various bodies, besides enhancing security awareness and information technology culture of individuals and institutions. The forum discussed the most important challenges that faced cybersecurity in the Sultanate within the high demand of depending on information technologies and communications. The inauguration ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Hussein bin Ali Al-Hilali, Public Prosecutor. More than 100,000 blackmail incidents were handled by the National Center for Information Safety in the Sultanate. That was stressed by engineer Badr bin Ali Al-Salihi, director of Center, in a statement to the Sultanate of Oman Radio and Television. The Ministry of Tourism unveiled that it has received investments requests to construct cable car project as the ministry determined a number of sites to establish this project in the Governorate of Dhofar and Jabal al-Akhdar in the Governorate of Ad-Dakhiliya. His Excellency Ahmed bin Nasser al-Mharzi, Minister of Tourism, during Tawasul Forum for Work Partners in the tourism sector, pointed out that adventure tourism is one of the main initiatives of Tanfidh program. He as well added that there is a proposal for this type of tourism in the Governorate of Musandam, and more of similar schemes will be announced in the upcoming stage. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman Television, and still to come in our news bulletin. The Committee of Media and Culture in Shura Council studies the work reality and developmental suggestions to Oman Cultural Channel.
تذكر أول لما كنت تحوم بسيارتك وتدور على بيت للإيجار؟ الحين صار الموضوع أسهل مع أوليكس. اختار الحي والمنطقة اللي تريدها واستلم البيت اللي تبغيه. حمل تطبيق أوليكس ودور بيت أحلامك. حياتنا اليوم تتغير بسرعة، ونحتاج دائما أن نخلي مساحة لكل جديد. عشان تغير من قديمك لجديدك، حلك الأفضل هو أوليكس. حمل صورة أغراضك اللي ما تستخدمها على أوليكس مجانا، واستلم فلوسك نقدا من المشتري. حمل تطبيق أوليكس وبيع قديمك عشان تجدد.
Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The investment in the Culture Conference recommended in its conclusion to coordinate between the academic, cultural, economic institutions to find joint vision in the field of cultural investments. The conference, which was organized by the Cultural Club, discussed the existing local resources and the local and international experiences in this field. A number of world countries took part in the conference, as well as numerous participations from the Sultanate's different academic, cultural and services institutions. The High Judiciary Institute, in its first meeting of the year, discussed a number of topics related to the work progress of study and training in the Institute and means of improving them. The Institute aims through this to achieve its goals of qualifying and training judges, members of the public prosecutions, and those working in the legal and judicial field in the Sultanate. The Council as well discussed study plans for all postgraduate programs that the Institute intends to offer in the coming period after completing academic and legal procedures related to this program. Strengthening Shura relations between the Sultanate and Kingdom of Bahrain topped discussions of His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfouz al-Mandri, Chairman of State Council, when he received His Excellency Abdullah bin Khalaf al-Dosari, Secretary General of the Council of Representatives in Bahrain. His Excellency, the Chairman of the State Council, highlighted the important role which carried out by Gulf parliamentarians in the strengthening relations among GCC countries, focusing on the importance of exchange visits in instilling bilateral relations and deepening cooperation in various fields, especially in the parliamentary fields. From his side, the Bahrain guest praised the Shura March in the Sultanate and its achievements, calling to expand benefiting opportunities between both countries in this field. Omani and Iranian relations in the field of defense topped the meeting between His Excellency Mohammed bin Nasser al-Rasbi, Secretary General of the Ministry of Defense, and Brigadier Dr. Qader Nizami, a Deputy Chief of Staff of the Iranian Armed Forces for International Affairs, head of the Iranian side, in the current meetings of the Omani-Iranian Military Friendship Committee. The meeting reviewed the good relations and discussed the existing cooperation between the Ministries of Defense in the two countries. The meeting also exchanged viewpoints on matters of common concern to serve interest the two friendly countries. The Committee of Media and Culture in the Shura Council studied the reality of work and the developmental suggestions of Oman Cultural Channel in order to set recommendations and proposals to develop the channel. That was revealed during the committee's 6th regular meeting as discussions further touched upon the channel's current and future programs plan and challenges facing workers in the channel. The committee also reviewed with the specialist the level of cooperation between the channel and the authorities concerned in heritage and culture in the Sultanate, as well as the level of external cooperation meant to provide news and cultural media content Arab-wise and globally. The specialist stressed that the channel is going to prepare a number of live programs in order to highlight the cultural movement in the Sultanate. Oman Air announces to launch its new daily flight between Muscat and Manchester from May 1st, 2017. This came in a statement to Oman Radio and Television by Oman Air Chief Executive Officer Paul Gregorswich, and adding that the company is planning to open a number of routes in Asia and Africa.
We are looking to more destinations in our international network. Why? To connect Muscat as our hub with the Western world and bridge it, like the Silk Route, to the Eastern world. And we are looking at adding to our network Seoul, Hong Kong, Osaka and Tokyo, and currently further explorations are taking place. And of course in Africa, we still keep our eyes on Joburg and Cape Town.
Challenges facing the diagnostic radiology and its possible solutions were the main focus of discussions during a medical forum held at the Institute of Sciences in Muscat. 250 participants from different health institutions in the Sultanate took part in the forum, in which they dealt with means of developing communication skills meant to strengthen relations between the radiology teams and the children and their families, as well as the healthcare team. They also discussed spreading awareness among parents of the inpatient children on procedures of ionic radiation examination and the latest developments in radiography devices and ways of using them, mainly in the radiology of pediatrics. The establishments of private sector in the Sultanate increased to more than 16,000 active establishments until the end of the last February. More than 215,100 male and female citizens work in these institutions. The private sector is supported by the government to enhance its role as important, active and positive partner in achieving the economic and social targets for National Development Programs Plan. The Public Authority for Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises Development, Riyadh, organized work sessions on awareness of entrepreneurship award. The sessions came in cooperation with Oman telecommunication company Omantel to form an interactive platform about the award and its importance for entrepreneurs and institutions. The sessions shed light on the categories of the award in addition to discuss evaluation standards, registrations mechanism, and allow concerned individuals and institutions deep understanding of participation regulations and means of competitiveness in the award, which works in developing performance of the institutions. The award this year came under the theme "Success is a Shared Responsibility." The results of the award will be announced in November 2017. Now, for the general weather forecast, clear to partly cloudy skies will prevail over the Sultanate. Winds will be north to northeasterly light to moderate, occasionally active over the coastal areas. Seas will be slight to moderate with a maximum wave height of 2 meters. More details on the screen. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and now before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Financial Affairs and Energy Resources Council studies to consolidate government companies with similar sectorial activities under the umbrella of holding companies. The General Assembly of Arabsat stresses the continuation of the Sultanate in the organization and announces the increase of its revenues. And more than 100,000 blackmail incidents are handled by the National Center for Information Safety in the Sultanate. With that, we come to an end of tonight's news bulletin, brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. News team edited by Huda Al-Jahwariya and directed by Salim bin Saeed Al-Mawali. I'm Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubai, signing off for this moment.